Hello, beautiful souls. So, why does focusing on me matter? Why is that important when things are going wrong? And what do I even mean by that? So, first, what I mean by that is when things go wrong, I can focus on what the other person did. Like, oh my God, that person walked up and said something really mean to me. Ah, right? And I'm focusing on them. Or I can focus on me and my reactions and my feelings and what I said and what I thought and what I did. So why is that important? Well, there's really two big reasons. The first one is I can control me, but I can't control anybody else. So it's way more empowering when things go wrong to focus on me and what I can do differently in the future or what I could have done differently in that situation. Right? So right away I start in a place of being more empowered. The second thing though, and I think this is really the big reason to do it, is that what makes a situation good or bad for me is me. So if someone walks up to me and says something really mean, well, if I don't actually think it's mean, it's not mean, right? It's really my reaction and how I feel about things that make them good or bad. So that's really the place that I want to be in when I'm trying to unravel, like, what happened and how can I, how could I have done that differently? How can I do it differently in the future? It's really not about what did they do, it's what did I do. So for instance, I had this really crazy situation lately. Um, and I, what was underneath it was I was feeling really abandoned. I had abandoned myself, I felt abandoned by other people, and I could tell that I was not able to get to the root of this situation and like what was actually going on for me because I was in this place of thinking about everybody else, what everybody else had done. Everyone else had abandoned me, blah, blah, blah. And even when I would think about what I had done, I had abandoned myself. I had gotten myself in a situation where, like, no one was around. I was physically really uncomfortable. It was raining. It was cold. I didn't have a kitchen, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was a mess. And I knew that even when I was thinking about the parts that I had done, that I couldn't really feel the depth of it. And so I started talking to friends, and I would notice, wow, okay, it's right in here that I'm focusing on everybody else. And that helped me understand, it's right in there where the problem really is, because I'm not empowering myself to think about me. And I'm also not even willing to think about what my reactions, interactions, like what I did mentally, emotionally, physically. And when I could do that, as I started to do that, as I started to be able to do that, then I could uncover, right, abandonment, right? I started like letting myself feel into what was going on and really drop into the situation. So, anytime something's going wrong for you, if you find yourself really talking about everybody else, do yourself a favor and start turning that around and really empower yourself, first of all, to pay attention to yourself, which is something you can actually do something about, someone you can actually do something about, but also, and more importantly, focusing on yourself helps you understand why that situation was difficult for you. Because that's really what's important, is what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're doing. Because that makes a situation mean or not mean, right? I hope that helps.